Right, guys, listen up. I've got £6 million to spend, and let's be honest, some of you guys don't really fit in here anymore, do you? You're a little bit crap. So go away, have a nice, relaxing Christmas with the families, and if I need you to come back in the new year, I'll give you a call.
Jarune, za tebe mi dijete diše, tu je važno samo jedno, nogomet i ništa više.
Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Jarun on the Impossible Dream. Today, something a little bit different, sort of a January transfer window mini special, let's call it. And then, if there's time, Lons in the Champions League at home. Our last real chance of notching up a win. And after the almost the case of Fenerbahce, let's hope we can get something. Now, first things first, we have to look at contracts that are expiring at the end of this season. We can see here. So, Purser is off. Hartman, I haven't decided yet. I probably will renew him because we're a little thin for centre-backs anyway. Pranjic, I'm thinking again, I'm not sure what to do with him. Bekenic, you can see we've already offered him a new deal, £850 a week, so he gets a nice pay rise, but he's useful to keep around. If nothing else, then just to play in the league for us, even if it's not in Europe. And then that is pretty much it. A couple of other younger guys here that we'll be letting go. And then, yeah, the rest of them are loanees, and we'll make decisions on them. That's just loan contracts that are expiring, basically. So we'll make a decision on them, obviously, at the end of the year, what we want to try and do. So, yeah, that is where we're at on that front. There's a lot that we need to try and do. You can see I've transfer listed a few players here. Kazina, is probably the one major one that has played for us that we're looking to get out. Pretty much anybody is able to be sold at this point. That's kind of how I feel. And yeah, we want to try and build the bestest team we can. And that's what we're going to try and do in the first half of this episode through January. So this is less than ideal. Priscilla, first friendly, back from the winter break, and just trying to keep match sharpness up, and he's broken his arm. So 5 to 8 weeks. We're a little bit less than that away from Lons. We're going to have to sign a goalkeeper, I think. So we'll have to see what we do with that. That's just horrible timing and a horrible gap of injury as well. Just enough to miss out the last 2 games of the Champions League. Alright, so the transfer window has opened officially. We do have a little bit to catch you up on. And the first one may not be popular. Pajic has left. He's joining a goal at Dijon. 200,000 we've got for him. He was very, very good for us, don't get me wrong, but he's 27. He's not getting any better. Is this the sort of player that we want at the club anymore? On field, you'd argue perhaps yes, but attribute-wise, you'd say possibly no. Are we ever going to get a better chance to sell him for any sort of money? 200 grand is a lot for an aging fullback that isn't particularly good. So he's gone, and yeah, let me know what you think of that. I think he was our player of the year last year. Certainly won a lot of awards at the end of season awards, but yeah, I think the time had come for him. And never fear, because we have replaced him instantly when the transfer window opened, and these are the 2 players that we've got in. So the first one is Juro, this guy, Dekic. We've paid 275,000 for him, so we've basically paid £775,000 more than what we got in for the guy he's replacing. £700 a week he is on. Let's have a look at him, and we will see there is raw ability here, and we're going to try and sort of mold that into a player we can use. Now, the first thing to say is that we are we're coaching out of him the trait to stay back at all times. That is no good for a wing back, obviously. He does have good pace. He'll be able to dribble past players. He's a little bit better in a tackle than what Pajic was. He's a little bit better at crossing and dribbling as well. He's got good determination, so we should develop as much as possible. And as I said, I'm cautiously optimistic we'll get a good player out of him. And if we don't, he's only 21, so we should be able to train him up and then sell him on and make a little bit of a profit on him anyway. Now, his career to date came through at Lokomotiva, so one of the only about 3 players that hasn't come through at Dinamo. Left and went to Gorica on a free transfer. We would have faced him back in season 1, our promotion season. He was at Zrinski. I think they ended up getting relegated that season. He's been at Gorica and not really featured for them, which surprises me because he's going to play for us. There's no doubt about that. And yeah, so we'll see what we get out of him. And the other guy that we signed, and this will be a new record for the club as well, at 1.2 million, our first £1 million player on £1,200 a week, is Viktor Demjanic. He is a 21-year-old, and we have signed him from Lokomotiva. Now, a couple of things I like about him. Again, we little bit of an issue because we're going to probably use him as a wide centre-back, but we don't necessarily want him to stay back at all times. So again, we're trying to coach that attribute out of him. But the thing that screams at you is the jumping reach, isn't it? He's a big boy. Really good anticipation, which I like as well. I'm hoping that that'll sort of help him if we are, because he's left-footed. So it's sort of here in Bekanic are the two left-footed centre-backs that we have. So I'm hoping that that'll help him sort of read the game a little bit, knowing when to get forward as a wide centre-back and when to stay back. Everything else is fairly solid. He's, again, only 21, so there is room for him to improve. And, as I said, he should get his fair share of goals from set pieces as well. Now, let's have a look at his career to date. Would you believe we found two players that didn't come through at Dinamo? So Sibanak is where he came through at, and then he was sort of nicked, I suppose, by Lokomotiva. Was out on loan for a couple of seasons. Again, we would have faced him in our promotion season against Sesvete, and he's played for Lokomotiva regularly in the league and done pretty well at it as well. So I'm thinking 1.2 million down the line may look to be a little bit of a bargain for him, even though right now it is far and away the biggest fee we've ever paid for a player. So let me know what you think of that. We're not done yet. We've still got a couple of days to go before the Lons game. The transfer window just opened. We've still got a whole transfer window to go. And it dawned on me that even if we were to sign another goalkeeper, we can't actually register them in the squad before Lons. So Zivkovic is going to be in goal for that one. And sure, it'll be fine. And extra annoying is the fact that we've signed a goalkeeper. So we've got Dinamo's backup goalkeeper off them. Now, he was a free agent at the end of the season, but we've paid 16 grand to get him now. And that is, well, partly to cover for him in the league. So, Nevstivic is his name. Very good jumping reach and aerial reach, so that will hopefully be good. And, let's go and have a look at him a little bit closer. He's on 2,600 a week. And it is as the first choice, although when Priscilla comes back, we'll see who gets what. It's a 2-year deal, I believe, for him, or 3-year deal, 2030. So it must be a 3-year deal. And his career to date, it's a long one, as you would expect. Oziak looks like where he came through. Rijeka, Varisden, he spent some time out on loan. Dinamo have eventually picked him up from somewhere. And he's played a couple of seasons for them as first choice, but definitely out of favour the last two. And this is where we come in. So we'll see what we get out of him. Now, one other piece of news to quickly catch you up on is that we have an affiliate club now. Now, the reason I've done this, they're only a semi-pro team, which isn't great, but they do have decent facilities, and I wanted somewhere that I could loan out our players that aren't quite, no one's coming in for them, listing them for loan, so a little bit further down the pyramid perhaps. Now, I'm thinking this might be the 3rd tier. If anybody knows for sure, let me know. But this way we can get them out and get them playing and get an idea of how players are going to develop. So I'm happy with that. If we're paying 15 grand a year and we can afford that now, it's absolutely nothing. So yeah, that is everything. We are just about ready to take on Lons, so we'll be doing that momentarily. All right, welcome back. Let's do this. We are hosting Lons. Now, they are no mugs. They are 4th. In the 22nd in the Champions League, but they are 4th in League 1, so they're a decent enough French side. We're expecting a 4-3-3 out of them, and this is the team that we are sending out. We've done our best to try and keep everybody match sharp during the winter break, so it's Subaric in goal, which is maybe slightly concerning, but here we are. Bekanic, Hartman, and Zebic as the back three. Havoy and Rovis. Then we've got Dashka, Pursa, and Tolik, with Fillet and Gorgi going up front, or Tommy G as he is more correctly known. One or two things to catch you up on in terms of injuries and whatnot. I've got unavailable players filtered out. We'll get rid of the under-19s to help cut down on things a little bit. Obviously, Priscilla, we knew that he is injured. The other one that is injured that is a little bit disappointing is, who was it that was injured? Maybe it's not an injury. What was I going to say? I can't remember. Oh, I know what it is. We've sold off what's his face, Pajic. This is the young kid that I was going to have on the bench for this one, but he's injured or unavailable. He must be injured because I don't know what's going on. Anyway, let's see what we can do. I remember what I was going to tell you. Bracalo is fit. I think that's what I was trying to tell you, and then I just got distracted, and we know how things go like that. Now, let's have a look at some of the names on this team sheet that I recognise, and there's quite a few there, which is slightly concerning. Like I say, they're a decent team. To qualify for the Champions League from France, you're obviously going to be decent, and, our home form's important to us. Let's go out there. We got a 3-3 draw against Fenerbahce, a 2-2 draw against AC Milan. We lost narrowly to Chelsea. Let's get a win at home finally. Now, Lons, of course, in France, they don't have a winter break, or certainly not as long as the one in Croatia is. So, yeah, they're probably going to be a little bit more match sharp. But like I say, we were playing games throughout the winter break. I think we played 4 friendlies or 5 friendlies. Yeah, just trying to make sure the squad in general is ready to go, because we've got some big games coming up. Not only Torino in the Champions League, our final game, and Torino have qualified for the knockout round, so they're obviously a good team as well, and we're away from home. But having qualified, if they're not realistically a chance at the top 8, then maybe they rest some players that might be a booking away, things like that, and we can take advantage. But we'll see. Let's get this one first, and it would be very, very nice if we could nick a good result here. Here we go. Tolly just crowded out, wasn't he? Now, we're expecting them to be gegenpress, and I think we just kind of saw that there, didn't we? So it might be a case of what we need to do is just play it into space, just try and get in behind them that way. Philip and Tommy G, they're not the quickest, they're not the slowest, but neither of them, we don't really have a striker with lightning pace. And that might be something that we can look to address in the future. But for now, obviously, we don't have that option. Yeah, let me know what you think of the transfers. Obviously, we're not done yet. The transfer window is only just open, and there's a good save from Sabaric. Maybe we just go back to positive here. Yeah, what I want to try and do is sort of pick up bargains where we can for now. Now the centre-back that we signed was not necessarily a bargain at 1.2 million, but it was a release fee, and it's a player that should gain value as well. I think one thing that we will get that we haven't necessarily always had early days anyway in the Impossible Dream is the fact that we're a Croatian club with Croatian players. I think we'll get better transfer value for our players. So I'm hoping anyway that might be another way that yeah, we can develop players to then go and sell on. Still been trying to get Zebic to join us permanently. He is in denial that this is the best club for his development. There's a good ball for Tommy G. Oh, a good save. And, well, that is that. One player that is slightly out of favour with me right now is Nunez. We'll probably bring him off the bench here. Purser's done really, really well, though, when he has played. And Nunez, not maybe so much. And Nunez is good at set piece. That's better. Philin! Oh, Elias Philin! What a goal! Against his countrymen as well. And it is 1-0 in the 23rd minute. We saw Tolik whack one in last episode. And, well, with the goal of the season, it's going to be the Tolik and Philip show, I think. Well, how is he? That's... Oh, goalkeeper perhaps should do better, but it is bending away from him all the time. And what a way to bring up a lead. Now, the question, of course, is can we hang on to it? And, yeah, well, that is perhaps easier said than done, isn't it? They do have some good players. And actually, one weird thing that happened, and I didn't sort of bring it up in the first part of the episode because there was nothing really to show you, but Roma randomly bid for one of our academy players that weren't even that good, but they bid nothing for him. Now, to be fair, his transfer value was also 0. Oh, is that a miss? That is a miss. So, but I was willing to sell him because I don't think he's going to amount to anything, but I wanted a 50% sell on. And when I offered that or made that part of the deal, sort of a non-negotiable part of the deal, then they pulled out of it. But I couldn't. It was just a really random. Yeah, like why is Roma coming in for one of our players, but they're not willing to? If they want him that badly, then surely they take the sell on. But anyway, Rovis is into the penalty area. Rovis has a go, and it's over the top. And it is a corner, so well done for Rovis. I don't know if it was a goalkeeper save or the defender got a block on it. Rovis whips the corner into the back post. It's away. Hartman should pick it up, but that ends the highlight. Let's just keep praising them. We're doing well in terms of possession. It's very even, isn't it? Both teams have had chances, and it's just a bit of Philip brilliance. I mean, that was a Philip Mignon strike, wasn't it? That was the very good stuff. Bekanovic. That's not Bekanovic, that's Bekanic. Rovis. Bracalo is not registered in the Champions League squad because his leg was broken, so he's only just come back fit now. He has absolutely no match sharpness. We will obviously get him back into first team football. probably ease him back in with the league. And obviously he won't be able to play against Torino no matter what because he's not registered. Tolik for Fillet. Oh, he's gone wide for Havoy. Havoy! Oh! Tinovoy! It's his first for the club, and it's 2-0. And is this our first win coming? It would be brilliant if it could be. And Tolik, again, just pulling strings in there. Fillet, I thought he was going to have a go. I think Lons did as well. And Havoy, inside, outside, and then back of the net. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. So, late in the first half, it is now 2-0, and we've come straight back. And I wonder if there's a little bit of perhaps a Lons side that doesn't... although they're inside the top 20 odds right now, so they can still qualify. So I'm not sure if... I mean, maybe we are just having a really good game. We have been strong at home. Like I say, we came from 2-0 down to get a draw against AC Milan. We probably should have beaten Fenerbahce. And we gave Chelsea one really big fright, I think, only beating us 2-1. But we don't want to get complacent here, that is for sure. We want to keep the faith, and we want to get back out there. Do we need to make any changes? Purser's not having a fantastic game, but no one's stinking the place out. So I think we get back out there as we are. And then we probably look to bring Nunez on for Purser at some point. Rover's not having a great game either, but I'd rather have him out there than Radjakovic, I think. Yeah. Oh, that's not good. Oh, it's a good block. Who was that? Was it Dashka back there? Somebody got a really, really good block in there that stopped the shot going towards goal. But 60% possession we've had. Let's take off Purser for Nunez. Now he's had 10 minutes. Where's Nunez? There he is there. One thing Nunez has said, one thing he does have is a really good set piece. So that might be a... ooh, is that crossbar? That might be a way for us to maybe look to get a third here. But we've played really, really well so far. I wonder if they've changed the way that they're playing and whether we don't want to be passing into space anymore. But I mean, they wouldn't change the gegenpress is their style. They wouldn't change it. Look at we're actually mugging them off, aren't we? They've got an XG of 2 and we've barely got an XG of 1, but that's their problem, not mine. I will sympathize in the post-game press conference, but other than that, couldn't care less. As Tinovoy, not quite. It's forward. Oh, Sabaric, we've got away with it. Zebic with a very important block. Can we get this corner clear now? It is partially cleared. Rovis, again, not fully cleared. Fillet goes to close it down, and it's a good save. I tell you what, Sabaric has been brilliant, hasn't he? Yeah, I'm not... Well, what my plan is for the goalkeeper is we'll see how this new guy does. I mean, 16... oh, we couldn't clear it. And in the 75th minute, it is 2-1. Yeah, it's a little bit of bad luck, and we've seen it quite a bit. It's bouncing around. We have conceded a few from what I would say is more bad luck than anything. We'll keep praising them. Surely we're not going to throw away a 2-goal lead, are we? Come on. I just think maybe they have changed the way that they're looking to play a little bit. What can we do? And this is always the downside, isn't it? Just seeing sort of the highlights. Oh, no! It stayed out. Hartmann's the hero on that occasion. All right, let's... what can we do? Let's not pass it into space, and let's see if that makes any difference. If we can just keep possession a little bit more, perhaps. Maybe go shoot on sight. And I wonder if we try and trap them outside. They've got inverted wingers and fullbacks now. So I wonder if maybe that is a way for us to try and stop this from sliding away from us. Is this going to be our first ever win in the Champions League proper? We're into stoppage time. Let's go close it down. Let's go close it down. So we want to bring you guys back. Get rid of the wide centre-backs. And anything else? Put you onto fullbacks on support. I don't think so. I'm always scared about making time-wasting subs now as well, because I feel like been stung by that before. And you know what we didn't do, if we edit, is we didn't go ultra defensive and we didn't change this stuff. So we want to time waste, play for set pieces. We'll get rid of that. And yeah, all right, come on, boys. We are 4 minutes away from a big payday and 6 points in the Champions League. And maybe, let's not forget, something to play for in Torino as well. Or Turin, I suppose. No, it's called Torino. The town is Torino, isn't it? In Italian, and in English it's Turin. Tolik for Tinavoy. I've decided he's one of those names we've got to say the full. It's like Troy Deeney. You've got to say the full name. So he's going to be Tinavoy from now on. There's a good ball in for Tommy G. And Tommy G gets number 20 of the season. And that will wrap it up. Not bad for ultra defensive football. Tinavoy gets down the side, floats in the cross, and we've seen that all season in the Champions League. No one can deal with Tommy G in the air. And it is 3-1. What a performance. We've got our win in Europe, and that's going to be a nice big payday as well. Wonderful one. I'm so pleased we got a win. I mean, we've mugged them off. It should be 3-1 the other way, according to XG, but that's okay. Don't care about that. Well done, boys. What a relief. So, one game to go. Let's scroll down here. So, Torino are in 14th. That's who we're playing. We have 6 points, so we would have to win. That'll take us to 9. This is where goal difference might hurt us, though we've limited the damage for the most part. But we need to overtake a few teams here, so it's going to be difficult. A, we have to win against the team that is a fair ways up, and then B, we have to sort of overturn goal difference and hope for some other results going our way. But there is still a chance. So Jarun rise to see off Lons. So there's some other teams that have qualified now. KG press conference, that's okay. 2.4 million, thank you very much. Philip with a goal of the season contender, Mayor of the Match award, and everything else that he should get on the night. And that will be that. If you've enjoyed that, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. We're back up to 15 million. We just can't go below that amount right now, it seems, which is brilliant. And we will be back next time, and it'll be huge, actually, because it's 2 huge away games. It's away to Torino, where a win could see us through to the next knockout round. And then we are away to Dinamo Zagreb. It is a top-of-the-table clash. Worst-case scenario, it'll be a 4-point gap if we lose and they win the game in between. In all likelihood, there'll be a point between us. Winner will be top. And, yeah, it's all to play for. So until then, guys, Open Aussie Film, thank you so much for watching. Take care.